Ever wondered what it really takes to 10x your revenue, especially in the construction industry? I'm not talking about, winning the lotto or landing a once in a lifetime government contract. I'm talking about real, sustainable growth, built on strategy, systems, and mindset shifts. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a real case study, a construction business that was stuck. Good crew, solid workmanship, but no real business structure behind it. 12 months later, revenue 10x'd, profit margins up, the owner finally steps off the tools, and I'm going to break down exactly how we did it so you can model it. All right, let's dive in. The client ran a residential construction and renovations business. Think home extensions, bathroom, remodels, outdoor decking, and a whole lot. What was going wrong? Well, relying 100% on word of mouth. No estimating system, quoting took hours, right? And that was the least of their problems. Constant price undercutting just to win the job, but really not making any money. Zero lead follow-up. If a client didn't actually respond, well, guess what? That was the end, right? Now, the owner was on site literally 5 days, if not 6 days a week, doing everything, quoting, building, managing trades, chasing materials, dealing with clients, literally everything from, A through to Z. Now, here's the painful truth. They had built a busy business, not a profitable one. Lots of jobs, not much money in the bank. And they absolutely had no time whatsoever. Sound familiar? Well, the first thing, that we actually did was what? Well, we needed to do a full business audit. So that's exactly where we started. Then what we did is we looked at some key essentials. How do they quote their jobs, right? A lot of business owners are really good at what they do, but they're not great at quoting. Profit margins across all the different project types, lead generation, or the lack of it, to be honest. Then really the follow-up process and the client journey. And the really big one that needed to be done was managing time and scheduling projects, right? This was kind of all over the shop, right? Now, here are some of the problems then that we uncovered once we had a look at these. Well, they were undercharging by about 20 to 30% across most projects. No tracking of job profitability, only to find out at the end, right? They quoting took like 3 to 5 hours, and often actually didn't convert. In some cases, it was 10 or 15 hours, depending on the job. No real CRM, no nurture emails, no structured follow-up. And the owner, well, you guessed it, they had no time to work on the business. They were just in the grind, day after day, day after day, day after day. Now, before you can grow, well, guess what? You actually need clarity. So what we did was we helped the business owner, number one, identify their most profitable job types. In this case, it was really good around bathroom renovations, decking, retaining walls. It was really, really good. Right, that was good, quick cash flow stuff. While then we worked on some of the bigger type work that we wanted to get to. We then started to pinpoint the ideal client, mid to high income owners, right, 35 to 60, looking for stress-free kind of project management, want to get the job done, and they've got the money to back it. Then what we did is we actually mapped out a full client journey from first inquiry to job completion. And then, well, we set some simple weekly KPIs, leads, quotes, how many did we send, what jobs did we run, what was the average job size, profit margins. We also then introduced a simple job costing system using Google Sheets to track literally every cost before, during, and after the project. And then most importantly, we blocked off 2 hours a week of no site time for strategic planning. That alone literally changed the game. Now, next, we started to look at the offer. See, most tradies do what? They pitch the same way. We do high quality work, on time, on budget. That's a given. But it's not really a differentiator. So then what we did is we actually helped them reposition. We manage your entire renovation project from quote to cleanup. No chasing tradies, no budget blowouts, no surprises. Just beautiful results delivered stress-free. That's a message that clients can what? They can connect with and they can feel. Get what I'm talking about? Now, we also then started to look at, well, let's see if we can standardize the project inclusions. Things like bundled services into fixed price packages for all the little jobs, right? And then what we did is we added some premium options for high ticket jobs. And then we overhauled their quote templates. I mean, they didn't look that great. They just looked like it was, done in preschool, right? We had a professional layout, visuals of past work, FAQs to address any objections, testimonials to build trust. Conversions did what? They actually doubled because the presentation matched the price. Now we were really taking it up to that next level. And now we had what? A winning message and a strong offer. It was actually time to get leads. So we introduced a lead magnet. Renovation Cost Guide 2024. Free download from the website, right? It was a 5-part small email nurture sequence, tips, timelines, what to avoid, budgeting, and then had a clear, call to action. Book a free 20-minute renovation planning call, right? Super easy. So then what did we do? We actually launched on Facebook and Instagram. We started to do lead ads targeting homeowners in key postcodes. We did, Google local service ads plus Google My Business optimization. Then we did some re-engagement campaigns to previous quote requests as well. The result? Pretty amazing. Within 8 weeks, they were getting consistent, qualified leads without relying just on referrals. Now, more jobs are great, but only if what? You can actually handle them. So, we helped them implement a job pipeline, right? And one of the ones that we love to use, right, to manage all these leads is actually Trello. Set up quoting, schedule, in progress and completed, right? Every part of the timeline, we built it in Trello, and best of all, it's free. Then we worked on quoting, materials ordering, project handovers, client updates, right? What the team needed to do. And then pretty much basic project scheduler. So they weren't doubling bookings or leaving, gaps. And then we actually, helped that along by having a virtual assistant to follow up those leads, confirm appointments, and actually update clients. This was really, really good because they don't need to be in the office. They just wanted to, follow a process. We made it super easy. Now, here was the result. This is what's amazing. More efficiency, better client experience, less stress on the owner, jobs running smoother with fewer mistakes. And here's the truth. None of this actually works if the owner stays stuck in tradie mode. The biggest shift was actually the mindset that we helped him with, right? We helped the owner start to delegate tasks that they didn't need to do anymore, right? Because freeing up their time is one thing, but the shift in mindset that they didn't need to do it anymore was a whole other battle, but we did it, right? We started to trust the systems and his team rather than just himself. We had to let go of the idea that, only I can do it right. Well, that's outdated thinking. We wanted to make sure that there's some white space in his calendar to think and plan and, lead the business. And then, he actually stepped back, but he didn't step out and started acting like a business owner rather than just another employee. And for the first time in years, he actually spent 2 full weeks away from his business and came back, 3 new jobs booked, 2 completed, no disasters. How awesome is that, right? So just think about this. Let's break it down. 10x in 12 months in revenue, which is amazing. Time on the tools down by about 60%. Average project value doubled, if not tripled. Stress was way down, not gone, but way down. Word of mouth, well, that's all right, but it's actually now being amplified by systems, not relying just on them. But the most important result was control. This wasn't just about making more money. It was actually about building a business that could run without burning the owner out completely, right? So now I want to ask you a question. Are you still doing everything yourself? Do you have a real system for quoting, marketing, and managing the jobs, or is that kind of all over the place or on a piece of paper in your head? Or are you maybe just actually winging it week to week, right? If this case study maybe hit home for you, I'd love to, see you drop a comment below and tell me what part of your business feels the most stuck. And if you want your help actually building a system like this, well, guess what? We've actually got something special linked in the description. Real support, real strategies, no fluff. Remember, the only way is up.